If you have been watching the FIFA season and thinking, someone is making a lot of money from streaming this? You are right, and you are probably also wondering whether there is still room to build in the sports streaming app development space. The honest answer is yes, and the window is wider than most people think. The global sports streaming market is sitting close to $39 billion this year and is projected to more than double by 2030. What is interesting is that most of that growth is not coming from the giants taking more market share. It is coming from new platforms, regional players, and niche sports properties that are finally getting their own digital home. At iTechnoLabs, we have been building streaming and on-demand solutions for founders across North America, the Middle East, and beyond. This video is a straight walkthrough of what it actually takes to build one of these platforms, technically, commercially, and from a product standpoint. The reason this market is growing so fast is pretty straightforward. Viewers have moved. Over 60% of sports fans now watch on mobile apps, smart TVs, or web platforms rather than traditional cable. And that number keeps climbing every year. What makes this particularly interesting for founders right now is the rights fragmentation happening across the industry. Leagues, regional sports bodies, and smaller sports properties are no longer locked into exclusive broadcast deals with one or two major networks. They are actively looking for platform partners, people who can build them a home on the internet and share in the revenue. That is a real opportunity for someone who moves with the right technical team behind them. So let's talk about what actually goes into building one of these platforms, because this is where a lot of founders underestimate the scope. The foundation is your streaming infrastructure, live stream ingest, video encoding, transcoding, and CDN delivery. You also need adaptive bitrate streaming, which means the video quality automatically adjusts based on the viewer's internet connection. This layer is non-negotiable, and it is where most underprepared teams get into trouble. A platform that buffers during a live match is a platform that loses subscribers overnight. On top of that infrastructure, you are building apps across multiple surfaces, iOS, Android, and web is your baseline, with smart TV and connected TV apps added, depending on your target audience. Each surface has its own technical requirements and its own user experience considerations. Then there is your content management system, live match scheduling, a VOD library for replays and highlights, post-match content. Your operations team needs to be able to manage all of this without engineering involvement every time something needs to change. Monetization architecture is something we always design before we write the first line of code. Subscription tiers, pay-per-view for premium events, an ad-supported free tier for audience building, regional pricing, and multi-currency support. These decisions shape how the entire backend is structured, so they cannot be bolted on later. And then there is the fan engagement layer, live in-app stats, real-time scoreboards, push notifications, watch parties, multi-angle feeds. Viewers today expect more than a video player. The platforms that retain subscribers are the ones that make being inside the app feel like being part of the match. Beyond the core product, there is a layer of AI functionality that is increasingly separating the platforms that grow from the ones that stagnate. We build smart content recommendation engines that surface the right match or highlight to each viewer based on their behavior. We build automated highlight generation, where AI detects goals and key moments from a live feed and creates shareable clips without anyone manually editing footage. We build churn prediction models that flag subscribers who are likely to cancel before their renewal date, so your team can intervene before the loss happens. These are not experimental features we are pitching as a concept. These are things we are actively building into platforms right now, and they are the kind of capabilities that make a streaming product genuinely defensible against competitors. Our approach at iTechnoLabs is always phased and infrastructure first. We start with a discovery and scoping session where we separate your MVP from your Phase 2 and Phase 3 roadmap, because trying to build everything at once is how budgets blow up and timelines slip. From there, a launchable MVP covering mobile apps, web player, live streaming, VOD, 2 to 3 subscription tiers, and an admin panel is achievable in 10 to 14 weeks. We have a 230-plus person team, over 840 delivered projects, and we have built platforms that handle thousands of concurrent users. We know where the failure points are before you ever encounter them. If building a sports streaming platform is something you have been seriously considering, the timing right now, with FIFA Live and audiences already engaged, is about as good as it gets for capturing early traction. Head to iTechnoLabs.ca and book a free scoping call with our team. Bring your sport, your market, and we will give you a clear picture of what the bill looks like and what it costs. If this was useful, subscribe and leave a comment below telling us what sport your platform would be built around.